Hello everyone, welcome. I'm sorry for the delay on this second part. I had quite a few video projects to work on this month alongside my YouTube, and I found it hard to balance my time, but we're here, we're ready for a brand new episode featuring amazing clips from you, the Souls community. Last episode, I received too many great PvP submissions, so we're catching up with the rest this time. Although since that one, people have still been sending me more and more PvP clips, so I don't know what to do, but everything's fine. Alright, with that being said, let's begin at number 10. Jetstream is traversing the Crystal Caves, a beautiful yet deadly location full of invisible pathways and crystal golems. Jetstream's found a new addition to the caves today, a terrible hacker who's modded himself an infinite health bar, making him unkillable. He's also wearing Solaire's armor, which is absolute treason, so disrespectful to the memory of our noble sunboy. So this player gets repeatedly backstabbed and parried for 10 minutes straight, but it has no effect and he just keeps coming. As fun as it might be to mess with someone like this, who's clearly not the best at the game, you're fighting a losing battle at the end of the day, so Jetstream retreats to consider his options. On one of these notorious invisible bridges, they face off again, the hacker now in big bulky giant's armor because more defense is exactly what he needs. Ladies and gentlemen, the final showdown. Beautiful. Just enough poise to tank through the firebomb, pivoting around him for the backstab, straight into a Wrath of the Gods miracle, which he'd saved this whole time for this moment. Rowan is over in the Dark Souls 2 arena, overcompensating with the gigantic flaming chicken leg, also known as the smelter hammer. He's turning into a stealthy pot with a silver talisman, so already I can tell this is going to be an interesting strategy. His opponent is at least rank 2 in the Brotherhood of Blood Covenant, as you can tell by his glowing red aura. So he's clearly had quite a bit of experience dueling. He's keeping a distance and using a bow to try and tease Rowan out of his disguise, which is good. But in Dark Souls 2, the Chameleon form is crazy. You can really maneuver around if you want to. Wow, 1,200 damage on the surprise riposte there. Of course he has a finisher, the ultimate finish in fact. The mighty, flaming chicken leg spin to win body slam for over 700 damage. We've had Dark Souls 1, we've had Dark Souls 2, now we're in the third title, Dark Souls 3, with Daniel, who's doing some low-level invasions at the Cleansing Chapel. Currently on a level 35, dressed up looking like Lord Sauron. That's the Vort's hammer weapon, Black Knight helm, Armor of Thorns, Dancer's gauntlets, and Lorien's leggings. And you might have noticed he thought about having some fun with a great bow initially, but he knows there's another phantom being summoned. And then right after that, a blue spirit is summoned in to help, making it a tough 1v3. A few moments later, it becomes a 4 versus 1. It's not good odds. He is able to lure them out with his great bow shots, but from that point on, things get messy. There's 4 of them, so they're clearing out the level enemies as well as pushing him back and beating him up. His weapon choice of the Vort's hammer is actually very good here. It allows him to strike all 4 of his opponents at the same time. It's good crowd control, but even so he almost dies. One health point, a tiny pixel of life, and completely out of stamina with every player unloading their damage into him, and yet somehow he survives. But this is a disaster. Surely there's no way he recovers from this. Aiden Perez is having a load of fun on the Iron Keep Bridge in Dark Souls 2. He's got 3 friends together to dress up as poor peasants with broken clubs. And broken weapons do extremely low damage, so the purpose here is clearly to play with their food. Speaking of food, we have an onion bro wearing the Katarina set, who clearly invaded the wrong neighborhood. There's quite a few hilarious moments that happen in this invasion, one of them being a complete doorway blockage, where the poor onion can't even move, he can't get through. If you notice, they backstab each other, they pancake each other, and there's loads of collateral damage, and they're just going for maximum chaos rather than being provocative. Also, his description of this event was "peasants go out clubbing," which is some good wordplay that I know some people will appreciate. The fun eventually starts dying down when a few of the phantoms start timing out and the red invaders fight back. And it all ends with Aiden wrapping things up with a poison-spotted whip. Number 6 is with Soulsborne Gaming, who's using an awesome strategy that we've kind of featured before, but the way events happen in this clip is incredible. He's invaded with the white ring on to change his appearance to pale white, and then he uses the hidden body sorcery, which, as you can see, these two effects combine to make him appear like a transparent ghost, exactly like the transparent ghosts of other players that are sometimes present around the levels as you move through Dark Souls. So just how effective is this disguise strategy in a real PvP situation? That was the luckiest timing. He just calmly strolled past the first two summons right under their noses, with his hidden body sorcery finishing just a second later. And then I think the host himself, which is that one, not that one, that's a bonfire ghost of another player, who is also trying to be clever by putting on the white ring, actually fell for his own trick. That worked too well, and I hope those other two summons see this video. Moving down into the Dark Souls 1 Dark Root Garden just outside Sif's Arena, K Pimp Daddy invades into a classic Pincer trap. The host on one side, white summon on the other. This was a terrifying situation that suddenly doesn't look so bad. We're in safe hands here, with Pimp Daddy being more of a parry daddy. Insane back-to-back parries, fiery pyromancy and dark hexes and great teamwork all combined to save the day and make an amazing invasion. Now, the very top tier skill levels of Dark Souls 1 are a bit strange because they rely on mastering exploits and odd quirks of gameplay mechanics. DM Nico is involved in a big powerhouse brawl in the forest, min-max builds with huge damage outputs and buffs going for backstabs and backstab escapes. It involves needing to predict your enemy's backstab attempt, you counter it by going for a strafing backstab yourself, and then you spam R1 until the end of the animation. This clip features Nico pulling off 3 perfect backstab escapes in 30 seconds, which is a very tough thing to do consistently. Yuzu is in at number 3 with the best reaction in this countdown, and it's totally justified because he pulls off a double setup ravioli. Just wait for this.
Fall for it. Gotcha. Just for you, Grim. Fall for it again. Fucking clip that shit. Holy.
Triple back-to-back backstab, each time with a wake-up rope black firebomb tossed behind him into a backstab. This is a tongue twister. But I think he was streaming the fight too, so he probably knows the guy. I'm sure the bragging rights were glorious after this fight. Dastus96 is invading into a sea of white summons within the Ring City. He's on a miracle lightning focus build, and he's clearly just good. He parries the first summon and switches to a dagger for the extra critical damage, takes his time and swaps out a long-range lightning Saint Bident to catch him on the rolls. You'll have noticed the host is just hiding around the corner this whole time, furiously summoning in phantoms to help him, and this is the next contender. She doesn't have much health, so she gets finished off with a parry and dagger riposte combo, but maybe the next summon will have a better chance. That dagger riposte damage is crazy, always frightening to see. So he disposes of all 3 of the host's backup squad in less than a minute, but I respect the host for finally stopping his summoning train and stepping up to fight him one-on-one. And Faber is at number 1. And after seeing this clip, I'm not sure if we're all playing the same game sometimes, if you know what I mean. Some people have a sixth sense when it comes to these invasions. They're like predators. So Faber invades a host running solo through Sen's fortress, runs up to him and easily predicts a bare hand parry and cheekily slaps him with a Gravelord sword that he doesn't have the requirements for. He's a predator, okay? He does what he wants. Clearly, Faber is looking to have some fun target practice with his great bow in Sen's. So, as the host runs all the way back up, he tries to snipe him off, but the host jumps back off the platform again. Here we go now for the grand finale. You just need a reminder that there's certain areas which have separate load zones and draw distances. Like the game renders simple versions of scenery, but not complex objects and elements like other players.
Headshot.
You see what I'm saying now? This man is a wizard. How did he get that kill in one shot against a player that he cannot see? That looks so badass. I guess he just assumed the player would sprint along the bridge and try to predict where his position would be and got lucky. Or maybe he really is just a cosmic being on a higher plane. We'll never know. Thanks so much for watching. Next episode is one that was suggested by Das in my Discord server. Thank you for your suggestions. We're going for top 10 explosive kills. Yes, so we want big explosions. We're talking Michael Bay, firebombs, pyromancy, exploding arrows, the giant firebomber in Sen's, emit force. A lot of weapons have explosive special attacks, don't they? Especially in Dark Souls 3. Anyway, you guys will know loads of good explosion methods, so have fun with that. Upload your clips to YouTube and then send the links to top10souls@gmail.com, please. Alright, have a good Christmas everyone, and I'll see you soon.